It actually was a light bulb moment for me. We sold the agency, Quirk, obviously a marketing agency, digital marketing agency. And if I'm honest, I was quite disillusioned about the industry. It had got a lot less fun than it used to be. I think part of that also was, when you grow to hundreds of people, you do lose that startup funness, but that never really bothered me. But the industry seemed to become a lot less fun, a lot more competitive, a lot more commoditized. Martin Sorrell has talked for years about the juniorization of marketing, and I was seeing that, and that eroded a lot of the quality, I thought. So I really became quite disillusioned, and there was a period, kind of 2015-ish, 2016, where I went through kind of existential crisis about marketing, which is strange for me because I love marketing.
Yeah.
I can quote the definition of marketing from 1969 almost verbatim, and I have been able to do that for 20 years because I really believe in it. I think most people misunderstand marketing. So I kind of got to this point, like, what does this all mean? Is this all irrelevant? And being just a technology guy, reading a lot of tech stuff, I started reading a lot about artificial intelligence and whatnot, and I suddenly realized that the issue with marketing and advertising agencies and their ilk was not what they did, it was how they did it, and their business model. Because at the core of a marketing agency is creative thinking. They are there to deliver creative thinking for clients. And I realized that the last thing robots will be able to do is think creatively. In a true sense, in a way that can move a human, because robots can't be human.
Do you think that could ever happen?
Look, I think the infinite time frame, anything's possible. Yeah. I'm thinking in a generation at a time here.
Yeah.
And so at Quirk we had bought Red and Yellow 2013, I think, somewhere around there. So we had this asset, and suddenly realized that Red and Yellow for a generation before, since '94, had been teaching business leaders to think creatively, and therefore that was what we were best at. And I suddenly realized that the most important skill of the future is creative thinking, and that really got me excited. I think from a marketing agency perspective, or even though I'm not a part of one, there's an opportunity to rescue ourselves or themselves by really doubling down on that, and raising the value of it up. And I realized in Red and Yellow there was a massive opportunity to take that skill of teaching people to think creatively beyond marketing. Because if you look at the business and economic landscape, value is added largely through innovation and clever thinking, which is creative thinking. And it's not a marketing thing. Even finance people need to think creatively, not in a Steinhoff sense, but there's just, when it comes to structuring, tax and corporate transactions and what have you, there's so many levers to pull that you really need to be able to think creatively. Business strategy, which has been the domain of the big consultancies, they are figuring out how to really think differently, and that's when I realized that the thing that Red and Yellow had been so good at is the thing that's going to make us even better in the future. My secondary realization around that, and really helped by the team at Red and Yellow, was that an idea in isolation, almost without exception, will never succeed in the head and the hands of one person. You need people around an idea. And how does a person who's had the idea get the people? And that's where we talk about the uniquely human skills. The skills to move people to bring an idea to life. So skills like persuasion, negotiation, leadership, are all skills, social intelligence, are all skills that you use, if you have them, to get people behind your idea, to get organizations behind your idea, to make it a reality.